Walker Fowler, Chris Borich. They've been battling it out all year and have set the scene for an incredible showdown. Whoever beats whoever today is the 2014 GNCC champion. The Ironman is next. This is going to be a good one, kids. The Ironman GNCC, brought to you by AMSOIL, is always a huge event, and this year bigger than ever. Here we are about an hour west of Indianapolis, Indiana. 2,300 different riders competing this weekend. That is an all-time GNCC record. Got to be tens of thousands of fans on hand here, and the best track in all of the cross-country racing world. That alone would make this amazing, but we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That rider, Walker Fowler, rallying late in the series, has caught Chris Borich in the series standings. These boys are tied with only today's race remaining for the championship. Whoever finishes in front of the other will be your 2014 champion. So the Rockets' red glare, let's clear the way. Borich seems pretty relaxed, headed down to the starting line, now in opening ceremonies. Fowler has to feel like he has nothing to lose. He was nearly 50 points down at the halfway mark of this year, but again, late season rally has put the 21-year-old in contention. If you want to do some bench racing, you essentially have experience against momentum. Borich, 5-time and defending champ. Fowler has won 5 of the last 6 races. We're underway, the AMSOIL Ironman. It's the AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series and AMA National Championship, presented by Maxxis. Adam McGill grabbing the whole shot and fist pumping to boot. Has some money coming his way from Twin Air and DeRisi Racing. Look who's challenging McGill. That is Chad Wienen, your multi-time and defending Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross champ. Gonna give cross-country racing a try. Good news for Wienen. The first sector of this track is a motocross track, and he's putting his speed to work, getting around McGill and into the lead. So the big man from Galena, Illinois, he's just doing this for fun on his factory Yamaha. It's darn serious when you're leading one of these things, and he has got to be loving it. We'll see what happens as they get to the woods. I think that was Fowler already up to 3rd, so Borich, outside the top 5, has some work to do. But these are 2-hour races, plenty of time to make things happen. It's really going to come down to basically staying calm and eliminating the mistakes. There's time to make up time. McGill back to the lead over Wienen. Fowler still 3rd. There's Borich slicing his way through, I'd say about 6th place. McGill could really be the spoiler here. It's essentially a winner's-take-all showdown, but if McGill won this thing, it could come down to who finishes 2nd between Borich and Fowler. That would determine the championship. Also want to throw out some housekeeping here. See a lot of riders and machines with the pink livery. It's an October race, and of course October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So a lot of riders running some pink number backgrounds on their machines and other things. McGill starting to get away. And things starting to happen in a hurry here in the wood. Yeah, Jared McClure getting in on it around Fowler. And Borich just climbed up to 5th. So the title contenders are right on each other. Other riders coming through. Chris Bithell. Landon Wolf coming through there. Kevin Yoho. And look at this terrain, by the way. This is a rider's track. This is pretty much everyone's favorite GNCC course. Has a little bit of everything. Got these ups and downs, great soil in the woods. Fowler has moved up to 2nd, and Borich 3rd. So Wienen, like I said, things are going to happen quickly for him in the woods. And they have. Those 3 have gotten around him. Still a great effort on his part. And everyone else trying to fly in formation here. And Fowler into the lead. And we're on the first of a series of huge hill climbs here in Indiana. And I know Indiana, not known for mountainous terrain. And if you drive to this event, you wouldn't see a hill anywhere. But somehow on this track, we have some of the gnarliest ups and downs all year long. Fowler taking on Ironman Hill here, with Borich right behind, McGill in third. Big fans, a big crowd of fans cheering these folks on. They are a hardy group out here in Indiana. Let's put the focus on these two. It's exactly the way you wanted it to turn out. Fowler and Borich, wheel to wheel for it. And McGill, the only other rider to win a race this year, hanging back in third, potentially in the spoilers position. That's how you would have wanted to draw it up. May the best man win. Then it's McClure, Weenan, and Bithell coming through next. Trying to sort the rest of these guys out. Bryson, Neal, Jay Shadron, and Landon Wolf all on the hunt. That's kind of our young gun pack this year. They're all fighting for a piece of the top 10 on some very difficult ground here in Indiana. Doesn't look like pressure is affecting these two very much. No pressure on McGill there in third, but Fowler and Borich right where they want to be right now. Go a little bit further back. McClure taking some heat from Bithell, and I believe that's Neal right there as well. So a few positions being taken away from Weenan, but I'm just pumped the guy went out there, no fear, and got the early lead. That was cool to see out on the motocross track. But it is serious business right now for the leader, Walker Fowler, trying to score an upset title. Racer TV is brought to you by Amsoil, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Can-Am. Back into the open stuff, Walker Fowler continues to lead the way. Chris Borich back in second. Now, up until the second half of this year, you would say this is the perfect position for Chris Borich to be in. This is where he has made his money. It's this position that has allowed him to win more races than anyone else in the history of Grand National Cross Country Racing. He hangs back there in second, he stalks you, he figures out where he can make passes, and then he sits on it. He just waits until the final lap to actually execute the pass and get by. We've seen him use that playbook time and time again. So normally you would think this is a Borich situation. This is a perfect scenario for him, but the second half of the year it's been different. Fowler has been able to put something down that even Borich has had a tough time picking up. And there have been races where Borich has been in second and Fowler has just been able to get away. There's actually been races where Borich has not even been able to get to second. So it all kind of begs the question, what has changed this year? Has it simply been Fowler going to another level, the level that everyone always thought he was capable of, as we watch McClure still here in fourth? Or has Borich begun to slip just a little bit? We might find out today. Maybe Fowler is going to end up having something that Borich can't get down the stretch, or maybe Borich still has that extra push in the tank. We haven't seen it as often second half of this year, but he's back here in second. We are going to find out. The champ's got one more late race run in him. We're at the halfway point or thereabouts right now, and it's just a chess match. Fowler not able to get away, and you have to wonder what that means for the champ. Is Borich just hanging back where he wants to be, or is this everything he has and Fowler's just able to maintain that gap? You see, they are getting away from McGill a little bit there. That's an indicator. McGill's certainly no slouch. He's won plenty of these races in the past. But as these two begin to break away, you've got to feel that maybe they're no longer just measuring each other, and instead they are putting down a sprint. And when you're in these situations and you're riding through all that mud down there, it is so difficult to resist a temptation and just blast through that stuff. But if you soak your gloves and goggles and grips now, you are going to be in for a long day. No change. Still that 5 to 10 length lead for Fowler. McGill still third. McClure, here he is on the number 10, still fourth. Great season for McClure, by the way. Bunch of podiums. I said it time and time again, really the only thing left for McClure to do is finally get a win at one of these things. But it's going to be tough today, the way these two are motivated and the way they're pushing it. And look at Fowler in this field. He is beginning to pull away from Borich. And like I said, that is the question. Is this old school Chris Borich? Is he content back there in second? Or is he giving it everything he has and he just can't get the kid? I mean, that is the million-dollar question today with everything on the line. Borich has tightened it back up. 2 laps down, going to be 2 laps to go as they take the card here. And now even showing some wheels on the inside. And how do you stay calm mentally if you're 21-year-old Walker Fowler and you're trying to deliver the title with Chris Borich draped all over you? Yeah, he's got the confidence from winning a whole bunch of races as of late. But Borich in that number 1 plate, still pretty intimidating. Racer TV is brought to you by AMSOIL, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Can-Am. The quest continues. Jason Wagan here on the host. Racer TV, Walker Fowler, Chris Borich. They have broken away a bit from Adam McGill, just stretching it ever so slightly and making it the private duel that everyone wanted to see. Let them settle it between themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Just when I think they've got a lead, McGill creeps right back into it. And waiting on a mistake is McClure here in 4th. Would love to finish the year off with a top 3 finish. Going to need some help, though, possibly. Bryson Neal, Kevin Yoho, Chris Bithell having a good battle for the other spots behind McClure. Fowler and Borich still setting themselves up. This is going to be a fantastic finish. You know now there's 2 laps to go, but it's going down to the last lap. There's no doubt about it. And McGill, man, it just won't give up. Phenomenal job for McGill, who doesn't have nearly the dangling carrot that these two have. This is life-changing, career-altering racing today, and McGill is right in it. Now, I'm going to tell you, folks, I've been announcing these races for the TV show for 11 seasons now. I've been going to the races for over a dozen, and I've never seen anything quite like this. A dead heat tie going into the finale. The last time the title was on the line this close, we go all the way back to 1993 when Barry Hawk was trying to dethrone the late, great Bob Sloan. Bob Sloan, the Ironman from Indiana. The race is actually named in his honor. So you're looking at 20-plus years since it has been this close. Now, we've seen high drama in these title chases before. Chris Borich and Bill Balance had some absolutely titanic seasons battling each other. But it usually came down to a mistake or a problem. In the last couple of races, they usually wouldn't come into the finale. Well, they never came into the finale quite this close. So no one is really battle-tested to this level. Even Borich, with all his experience in big pressure races, and he has come through in those, still to go into the finale tied, and you see all the on the side of the track, the Borich Bandits, and even fans who maybe don't even know these guys personally, you know they have a favorite, and you want to do well for them too. This is just one of those days where you don't need a single person on your crew to motivate you. These guys know what's on the line. You've got Fowler, the kid who many feel is destined to become a GNCC champion, but to do it, he has to go through Borich, and Borich has done a phenomenal job the last 2 seasons trying to hold the kid at bay. Early this year, Borich on a big win streak, looked like another title was coming his way easily. But the kid has found something special, and Borich is going to have to respond. You see McGill still back here in 3rd. Little gap again for Fowler. But I think it's refreshing for Borich to be this close. Again, a couple of these races during Fowler's big run, you see Fowler going to deal with some lap traffic now. And that allows Borich to close in. But a couple of races as of late, Fowler has just yarded these guys. He's won by a minute or 2 minutes. That's not going to happen today. But just because Borich is close, I don't think it can guarantee that he can pull the Chris Borich last lap pass anymore. Not the way Fowler has been riding. Not with the confidence he has gained in the last couple of months. So it's going to come down to this. Pick 'em. 1 lap to go. Fowler leads Borich. Championship on the line. Who's your favorite? I'm starting to get nervous. Can you imagine what these guys are going through? We'll be right back. Racer TV is brought to you by AMSOIL, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Can-Am. Oh, here we go. Heart rates are up. Not because they've been racing hard for an hour and a half. Not because this is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world, but because of the nerves, the pressure. Walker Fowler has led Chris Borich all day today. Whoever wins this race is your 2014 champion. And for Borich, who has won 5 of these titles in a row, losing one would sting badly. I would think Fowler at just 21 is going to feel like he's got many, many opportunities. Look at Borich. He's got one of those lines. He's got to make it to the top of the hill, though. This is what Chris Borich does. Vintage Chris Borich, and it pays off. Old school. Saved something for the last lap, and he's now into the lead. Fowler has proven over the last couple of races he will not take this. He will come right back at you. But since he's led all day long, has he had time to look at the alternate lines and figure out a way to get Borich back? Look at Borich. Got the lead. A little look over his shoulder. He knows Walker's not going to go down that easy. But it might come down to line choice. You see pit boards, fans cheering these guys. Fowler all the way on the side. He's going to blast through the water. Doesn't matter if you get wet now. Everything's up for grabs. And they touch, they bump, and Fowler takes the lead. That was just sheer guts. He saw an opening in a creek and just pinned it, and it paid off. He's probably soaked and cold now. I guarantee he doesn't feel it, he doesn't know, and he's sprinting away. Walker Fowler is starting to get away from Borich. Is that the last gasp? Was that the line that Borich wanted to use? Was Fowler able to counter it? Or can the champ pull something out? Can he dig deep and get him back? Such varied terrain here. We have these cornfields. That's as fast as they will go at any track all year long. We have a few wooded sections left. And then that motocross track, you've seen it a couple times today. That's a new portion of this Ironman facility. Ran their first races this year. So that motocross track, that's any man's game right there. None of these boys have much experience on it. We had a portion of it done last year, but the full track, this is new. Borich got to figure out a way to close it back up. He's not quite close enough. Oh, he's closed it back up now, and we're into the motocross track. About a quarter mile separating them from the checkered flag. Fowler has led about 98% of this race. Borich trying to dial in a line on the outside. Fans running to the fences, side by side. Borich gets a better line. It was smoother on the outside, but he's got the longer distance. Fowler's going to try to close him off. Fowler does. They collide. Borich on the gas comes out on top. I cannot believe this. 3 quarters to go. Fowler is going to have to get really desperate now. The people are going crazy. Borich just pulled it out. 1 turn left. What can Fowler do? Chris Borich wins the Ironman and the 2014 AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Championship. Adam McGill in 3rd. No more. Hey, great effort for him. This is it. Fowler looks devastated. had this one all the way, and it comes down to Chris Borich finding something special here on the moto track. He set it up before this. Your Rocky Mountain ATV MC replay, outside line, still on the outside. I thought Fowler was going to be able to squeeze him off here, but Borich, the KG veteran, look at how wide he makes that machine. He just continues to protect that inside line all the way through. There are the results. Brought to you by Amsoil, McClure, and Neal, top 5. Good run for them. Nice job, Chad Wienen, in the top 10. Our buddy Johnny Gallagher there as well. Len Wolf also. Tell the tape. 5 points. That's the difference between a first and a second at a GNCC. Chris Borich, your champion for the 6th time. McGill 3rd, McClure 4th. Cole Richardson, he's your XC2 champion, just edging out Marshall Goings for that title. He's also Fowler's teammate. Here's our Amsoil race recap. Whole shot to Adam McGill. Early lead for Chad Wienen. That was fun to watch, but it would quickly boil down to the expected contenders. Fowler and Borich on the motocross track. Finish line in sight. Look at Borich. Going to protect the inside, won't let the kids shut him off, and that ultimately gives him the title the 6th straight year in one of the greatest races, not just GNCC races, any race of any kind you'll ever see. Thanks to those boys for putting on a show. We'll see you next year.